This is not financial advice, guys. As you know, this is just my view of the market and where I think it's going and what I'm doing. Take it with a pinch of salt. Do your own research. Come to your own conclusions. Let's get into it for this week. So this week I've got a lot of coins to review and targets and forecasts for you. We'll start with the first one, which is gold. So let's get into gold and let's make this bigger. Let's get rid of this and get rid of that as well. Okay, and then let's just make this a bit smaller. Let's get price back into range, and there we go. Let's close this, so at least we've got a bigger screen. We don't need that, so we can close it, collapse it, and I'll leave my MACD because I like that. Okay, so let's get into it. So we always start on a high tide. As you can see, gold is on a weekly chart. Energy flow is to the downside. So we expect next week the energy flow to continue going downside. I expect, however, that it will pull up slightly to about 200-300 area somewhere here, and then continue its fall to about 2,260. So 2,260, that will be where we expect gold to fall to, somewhere here. So that's the target for gold. Let's move on to GBPUSD as the next one. So GBPUSD weekly chart, we can see that this energy flow is to the upside, but we're getting a lot of pressure recently. Obviously the dollar gaining strength means there's a push down here, but I do expect that it will rise back up. The GBPUSD rises back up to 1.273 somewhere there, and then continues fall to 1268. So 1268, and I think that should be a perfect target for us for the week. So that's GBPUSD for you. Let's go to XPX. So XPX, we've got energy flow to the upside. We've hit a new all-time high. Now you've got a bit of selling pressure at the top of this candle. So if we just bring it here, there's a bit of selling pressure here. I think on open I expect it to fall to about 5338. So 5338 somewhere here, and then continue to rise to 5360. So 5360 somewhere there. So that's the target for XPX. Let's look at crude oil. Crude oil on the weekly chart, we can see we've got energy flow to the downside. We do have a bit of a push up in price. Buyers are obviously stepping in and pushing price up. So whenever you see a tail like this, you tend to get price to going up first. If it's in a downtrend, it will go up first. So price will go up first on crude oil to about 7550. So 7550 somewhere there, and then it will then continue its journey down to 7490. So 7490, 7490 somewhere there. It will go lower, but if you 7490 is the target. So 7490 is the target for the fall, and a rise of 7550. Yeah, so that's for gold. It will go lower if but for this week we take it week by week, and we obviously take what we can get. But I think we'll get that. So that's a good call there on crude oil. Let's move on to US 10-year. The US 10-year on the weekly chart, again, we've got a bit of a push up in price, so I do expect it to continue to going up a little bit to about the 4.48, so 4.48 rise somewhere there, and then continues journey down to about 4.39, so 4.39, 39 somewhere, 4.39 will be somewhere there. Yeah, is where I expect it to fall to. It will go down a bit lower. I think it ultimately comes back down to somewhere here, 4.02. But we take it on a week by week basis. So this is a call for the week. It's not a call for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. But if you're looking to trade this for a long time, then you would expect it will come somewhere down here to the KC channel and even break below that in the coming months. Let's look at Dixie next. So Dixie, we've got energy flow to the upside, quite a good, as you can see. I've got my channel, my trend lines is broken back into the trend line. I do expect it to continue to go up. It will go up. The Dixie rises to 1047, and then I'd expect it to fall back down to 1034. So 1034 is somewhere here. It's where I expect Dixie to fall back to for this week, but it will go up first. So that's the call on Dixie. Let's look at EURUSD. EURUSD, as we can see, we've got energy flow to the downside. We've done a good move, but recently, obviously, due to the dollar strength, this is coming down. So next week, we expect that the euro will rise, and it will rise up to 1.0803, 1.0803, and then continue to fall to 1.078. So 1.078, somewhere there is where we expect it to land for next week. I think ultimately this will go up because it's on our uptrend, but the dollar gaining strength means it comes down a little bit. Let's look at some crypto stuff. So the crypto lovers out there, Bitcoin. So let's look at Bitcoin from a weekly chart perspective. So as you can see, we've got a lot of price push down. So on this particular candle. So if obviously I'm recording this video on Saturday at 1:50 GMT time. So depends on what it looks like on Sunday, midnight. So this call on Bitcoin, I probably will change it depending on what the candle looks like on Sunday midnight or Monday early morning. If there's any changes, of course, I will let you know. But I do expect selling pressure to continue to come in. It may rise a little bit, but to be honest, I think it comes back to the 66,600. That's a call I had for last week. Obviously, the week is not ended, so it could be hit on Sunday midnight, by Sunday midnight. But we'll maintain that call, that 66,600 call on Bitcoin for this week, which means altcoins are obviously going to fall. So let's look at some altcoins. I've got a few that I really want to look at, which is RNDR. So RNDR, you can see energy flows to the downside, a bit of buying pressure here. We expect RNDR to continue, maybe a small bounce to the 950, 980 area, between 950 and 980 area, and then continue its journey down and fall to 840. So we expect RNDR to fall to about the 840 mark, somewhere there. So somewhere there, 840 mark, we expect that on RNDR. ONDO, let's look at ONDO. ONDO is one of those where you've got energy flow now to the downside. There's a lot of still bulls trying to push the price up. So I think it ultimately goes up a little bit, but I think it falls back down to like 124 by the end of the week, 124. But more likely, if you're looking for a long-term, kind of maybe into two weeks kind of outlook, then I think 108 is on the cards. 108 is on the cards for ONDO. So that's ONDO there. Let's look at PENDLE. So PENDLE, we can see we've got energy flow to the downside on a weekly chart. So we expect that to continue. Of course, there's a bit of push up in price here. Buyers are stepping in, but I think there's more sellers than buyers. So price may go up slightly, probably a rise to about maximum 5.55, 5.6 tops, and then continues journey down to about 4 4.92. So I expect 4.92 this week on PENDLE. Let's look at another pair that I've got for you. I'll look at Link. So Link, the call on Link last week was to the T. Link has still got energy flow to the downside this week as well. So we expect that energy flow to continue. There's a bit of buying pressure, but I don't think it's going to take us anywhere. Maybe it takes us back to 16, tops 16, maybe 16.15, 16.20. But ultimately, I think Link continues to fall. We're expecting 15.20 for this week on Link as the target, 15.20. It could go lower, but I think for this week, 15.20 is the target for Link. Let's look at FET. FET, again, that's another one where we called it last week, and all the target has been hit on that as well. I mean, for last week, we had a call on FET to fall to 2.0, and we well below 2.0. This week, however, we're expecting FET to continue going down. I think FET falls to about the 157 area, somewhere, a double top, double bottom type scenario, maybe a little bit below that, 157, somewhere there at the very least. I think your 200 moving average is in sight on FET, but we'll take it week by week as we go. So that's FET for you there. Let me also look at this one here, ETH, which is obviously one of the big pairs. So Ethereum, I've got my ETH somewhere here. So ETH, last week again, ETH, we called it to the T. We said Ethereum was going to fall down to 3,550. And as you can see, Ethereum fell to 3,000. We hit 3,568. So pretty good call for last week. If you were taking that trade, you would have made quite a lot of money. This week, however, we expect it to continue going down. There might be a small bounce to the upside, but Ethereum, we are expecting Ethereum to fall to 3,450. So 3,450 is where we expect Ethereum to fall to. It may go down some more, but that is where I would expect it to fall to. I will give you Solana as well. A lot of people like Solana, so let's have a look at Solana. Solana, we see what Solana is doing. Solana on the weekly chart, energy flows to the downside. I do expect Solana to continue to fall. There's a bit of buying pressure, but to be honest, I don't think that will last. So let's close that. Unclose that. Close that as well. Sorry about that, guys. I had a call come through. So Solana, yeah, it will continue to go down. We expect Solana to fall to the 149 to 149 and 155. So 149 somewhere here and 155 somewhere there. That's where we expect Solana to fall to. It probably goes lower, comes back to test some of these levels here, but we'll take it on a week by week basis. And then last but not the least, I will give you JASMY. JASMY, we had a call on JASMY, which is still pending, so from last week. Last week, we called JASMY to come to, JASMY's call was to come to 3.329. We haven't hit 0.329 yet on JASMY, but the week is not ended, and it could happen this particular Saturday or even Sunday into Sunday, JASMY. You can see the selling pressure is on, big selling pressure is on. If you go to the daily chart, it gives you a better view. You can see the energy flow now, huge candle here. Price will continue to go down. And I think, yeah, the least we can expect on JASMY for this week is still the same 0.32. I'll maintain that target. We will hit 0.32. This week. It potentially happens between today and tomorrow, but if it doesn't, then it will go into next week. Pretty sure on that. There's one last One last altcoin I want to share with you guys, and that is this one here, Waves. So let's close this one up. So Waves is done a beautiful move to the downside. I think it's very close to correcting, and probably, you know, a good one for a long trade. If you're looking for a long trade, this is a really good one. I think, you know, yes, you know, anywhere between 116, maybe 115, and, you know, 117 as an entry area for this is going to be really, really, really good. So, you know, you step down to 4 hours, you can see all the divergences here. It started moving up. It probably continues to go up on this one to probably about here, which is 1.54, and then maybe pulls back into it. This pullback here is short-lived. I do expect it to continue to go up to test somewhere here, the 155, and then come back down and you know, test this point somewhere, this point 121, and then maybe even lower 1.16, 1.17. So I think entry wise, I probably will put my entry somewhere around here, you know, 115, 116, 117. And I think that is going to be a long trade. And I think it's going to be a really good long trade as well. So those are some really good altcoins for you. I wish you all the best for this week. I hope you get the most out of these calls. If you like the content, you like the calls, and you know it's helping you out, please do us a favor. You know, click the like button and also, you know, subscribe to the channel, as it helps us a lot. Yeah. And if you want any comments, or you got special coins you want me to have a look at, just leave the comments on the video, and I'll read them and I'll pick them up, and I'll kind of give you some views on that too. So have a good week. God bless.